Have you ever felt the sting of betrayal? The kind that catches you off guard? The kind that comes from someone you trusted? Someone you thought would stand by your side? You never expected it, but suddenly you found yourself alone, hurt, and wondering why. They acted like they cared. They smiled in your face. They pretended to support you. But behind closed doors, they were tearing you down, spreading lies, trying to block your blessings, and making sure you never succeeded. And the worst part? They thought you wouldn't find out. They whispered in secret, thinking their words would never reach your ears. They set traps behind your back, expecting you to walk right into them. They moved in silence, believing no one would ever see what they were doing. But what they forgot is this: God saw it all. Every lie, every rumor, every time they tried to sabotage you. God was watching. Nothing is hidden from Him. What they thought was done in the dark is about to be exposed in the light. They thought they got away with it. They thought they could manipulate the situation, twist the truth, and make sure you stayed down. But what they didn't realize is that while they were busy plotting against you, God was already working on your vindication. And now, the time has come. The very people who secretly worked against you will be the ones watching as God lifts you up in front of them. The ones who tried to silence you will see God amplify your voice. The ones who thought they could destroy your future will see God open doors for you that no one can shut. Let this be clear. You don't have to fight for yourself. You don't have to waste your energy proving anything to anyone. You don't have to try to clear your name or seek revenge. God is handling it. When God exposes someone, there's no escaping it. He will reveal their true nature in ways they never saw coming. He will make sure that every hidden lie is uncovered. Every secret plan they formed against you will come crumbling down. And here's the powerful part. You won't even have to say a word. But listen closely. This isn't just about them. It's about you. What they did hurt you. It made you question everything. It made you wonder why God allowed it to happen in the first place. Maybe you've even asked yourself, why did God let them betray me? Why did I have to go through this pain? But what if I told you that this betrayal wasn't meant to break you? It was meant to build you. What if I told you that every attack, every tear, every moment of pain was setting the stage for something greater? You see, God doesn't just expose people. He elevates the ones who remained faithful. Yes, they tried to harm you. Yes, they talked about you. Yes, they tried to shut doors in your face. But what they didn't know is that every attack against you only pushed you closer to where God wanted you to be. So don't waste your time looking back. Don't focus on who hurt you. Don't dwell on the betrayal. Don't let bitterness take root in your heart. Because the truth is, what they meant for evil, God is turning into your greatest testimony. They thought they buried you, but they didn't realize you were a seed. While they were celebrating your downfall, God was preparing your comeback. While they were talking about you behind your back, God was setting up blessings in front of you. And here's what's going to happen next. The doors they tried to close, God is about to open bigger ones. The lies they spread, God is about to silence them with the truth. The plans they made against you, God is about to turn them back on them. Your only job right now is to stay focused on where you're going. Let God handle the rest. You don't need to wish them harm. You don't need to seek revenge. You don't need to fight battles that belong to God. Because when He moves in a way that no one can ignore. And when He exposes, there will be no denying the truth. So stand firm. Keep your heart pure. Keep trusting in Him. Because your season of justice is here. They hurt you in secret, but now, God is about to expose them publicly. Get ready. They thought they were setting you up for failure. They whispered, plotted, and laid out traps, expecting you to fall right into them. They were so sure that their plans would succeed. They smiled in your face while digging a pit behind your back, But what they didn't realize is that when you are covered by God, every trap set against you will turn on them instead. They thought they had control over your future. They thought they could manipulate your circumstances, pull strings behind the scenes, and set up obstacles to stop you from moving forward. But what they failed to understand is that God is always 10 steps ahead. Let me tell you something. God does not take it lightly when people scheme against His children. He sees every hidden conversation, every backhanded plan, every time someone worked to push you down, and He is not going to let them get away with it. The very pit they dug for you will be the one they fall into. They laughed while setting you up to fail. They thought they were getting away with it. But what they don't know is that God is turning the situation around in your favor. You may have felt the weight of their attacks. Maybe you lost opportunities because of their lies. Maybe you struggled in ways they never had to. But what they meant for harm, God is flipping for your good. And when God reverses the attack, there's nothing they can do about it. Think about this. Have you ever seen someone try so hard to destroy another person, only to end up destroying themselves? That's exactly what's about to happen. The same people who lied on you. They're about to be exposed for their own dishonesty. The ones who tried to block your blessings. They're about to experience doors closing in their own lives. The ones who set traps to ruin your reputation. They're about to be caught in their own deception. God is a God of justice. He will not let wickedness prosper forever. He will not let deception win. For a moment, it may look like the enemy is getting ahead. It may look like they succeeded in harming you. But trust me, God is still writing your story. Their trap is about to backfire. Their words will turn against them. Their schemes will collapse before their eyes. The harm they wished on you will circle right back to them. And when it happens, you won't even have to lift a finger. That's the power of divine protection. When you stay faithful, when you refuse to fight battles that belong to God, when you trust Him instead of trying to get revenge, He moves in ways you never expected. You see, the enemy wants you distracted. They want you to focus on the attack instead of your purpose. They want you to waste your time and energy fighting them, when in reality, God is already handling it for you. This is not your battle, it's God's. He saw what they did. He knows what they said. He understands the pain they caused. And He is stepping in to make it right. And when He does, you won't have to prove yourself. The truth will be undeniable. You won't have to explain anything. God will make sure it all comes out. You won't have to seek justice. Justice will find you. This is what happens when God fights for you. So don't worry about the traps they set. Don't waste your energy trying to stop their plans. God has already canceled them. The same hands that built the trap will be the hands that experience the consequences of it. And while they fall into their own mess, you're going to rise higher. You're going to walk into blessings they can't take away. You're going to see doors open that no one can shut. Because when God's favor is on your life, no enemy can stop you. So keep your heart pure. Keep your focus on what's ahead. Let them dig their own traps, because soon they'll realize they were only setting themselves up for their own downfall. God is in control. And the very trap they set for you, it's about to turn on them. Do you know what happens when people gather to plot against someone covered by God? Their words turn into chaos. Their strategies collapse. Their unity shatters. They thought they were being clever. They sat together, whispering, scheming, making plans to bring you down. They thought their alliance was strong enough to stop you. They convinced themselves that if they worked together, if they spread enough lies, if they manipulated enough situations, they could take what was meant for you. But what they didn't realize is that when God is for you, no enemy alliance can stand against you. They made their calls, sent their messages, had their private meetings, thinking they were operating in secrecy. They were so sure that their plan would succeed. They believed that if they could just turn enough people against you, if they could create enough doubt, They could control your outcome. But here's where their plan falls apart. God is about to confuse them. The same way they joined forces against you will be the same way their unity will be shattered. The same mouths that whispered against you will soon turn against each other. The very people who once stood together in their attacks will be the ones pointing fingers, blaming each other, and unraveling everything they built. That's what happens when you try to fight against someone who is divinely protected. You may not have even known the full extent of what they were doing. Maybe you started noticing changes. People acting differently toward you, doors closing that were once open, whispers behind your back. You felt the shift, but you couldn't see the source. Now you know. It wasn't just one person. It was a group, a collective effort. But let me tell you something. They didn't succeed, and they won't succeed. Why? Because their alliance was built on lies, jealousy, and manipulation. And when something is built on lies, it eventually collapses under the weight of the truth. At first, they seemed confident. They were bold in their deception. They thought they were in control. But now, they're starting to question each other. Confusion is already hitting their camp. They're turning on each other. The same people who gossiped about you are now gossiping about each other. The same ones who agreed to destroy you are now questioning each other's loyalty. Doubt is creeping into their minds. Mistrust is forming in their circle. You don't have to do a thing. Just sit back and watch. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to explain. God is handling it. And when He exposes them, it won't just be one truth. It will be everything. The lies they told will come to light. The alliances they formed will crumble. The people they manipulated will see the truth. And you? You're going to walk away untouched. You're going to rise higher while they're stuck in the very confusion they created. Do you realize that this was never about you losing? This was about God showing you who was really for you and who was never meant to be in your life. God does not allow deception to stand forever. He does not allow wicked plans to flourish unchecked. He lets them go on for a while, but only so that when He exposes them, there is no coming back from it. So let them talk. Let them gather. Let them believe they are winning. Because soon, they will be too busy fighting among themselves to even remember why they were after you in the first place. The same people who worked together against you will now be working against each other. Their stories won't align anymore. Their words will betray them. The same web of lies they spun will entangle them. They will try to cover it up, but God will make sure they can't. They will try to fix it, but God will make sure the damage is done. They will try to pretend everything is fine, but inside, they will know their plans failed. Because no matter how much they strategized, no matter how much effort they put into their deception, they were never in control. God was always in control, and now He is moving in your favor. So don't stress. Don't let bitterness take root in your heart. Don't waste your time trying to fix what they broke. Because while they are falling apart, you are being elevated. This is your moment of victory. This is the moment when you will realize that everything they did only pushed you further into your purpose. You didn't lose. You gained. You gained clarity. You gained wisdom. You gained protection from people who never had your best interest at heart. And now, while they are left trying to pick up the pieces of their broken plans, you will be walking into your next season, blessed, favored, and completely untouched by their schemes. The confusion has already begun. Now, stand back and watch as their own plans take them down. They thought they had the final say. They did everything they could to stop you, to ruin your reputation, to block your blessings. They laughed behind your back, convinced that their plans had worked. They thought they won. But what they didn't realize is that God was just getting started. Every attack they launched against you was actually setting you up for something greater. Every attempt to tear you down only positioned you for a comeback they never saw coming. They thought they buried you, but what they didn't know is that God was planting you. And now, You're about to bloom right in front of them. Get ready, because what they meant for harm, God is about to turn into a glorious victory. And not just any victory, a victory that will be so undeniable, so powerful, that even your enemies will have no choice but to watch. They whispered about you, hoping their words would destroy you. They made plans against you, expecting you to fail. They even convinced others to turn against you, believing that they had full control over your life. But they were wrong, because every time they tried to push you down, God was lifting you up. Every time they shut a door in your face, God was preparing a new one to open. They may have counted you out, but God counted you in. They may have thought they silenced you, but God is about to make sure your voice is heard louder than ever before. And here's the best part. There's nothing they can do about it. They may try to deny it. They may try to act like they don't see what's happening. But deep down, they will know. They will know that despite everything they did, despite every effort to stop you, God's favor was too strong. And that will be the moment they realize they never had control over your life. God did. The same people who once mocked you will have to sit and watch as God blesses you beyond anything they could imagine. They will see you thriving. They will see you walking in joy, in peace, in abundance. And no matter how hard they try to ignore it, they will not be able to deny what God has done for you. You see, when God prepares a table for you, He doesn't do it in secret. He doesn't just bless you privately. He does it in a way that everyone can see, especially those who tried to block you. They will have no choice but to witness your success. They will have to watch you walk into blessings they never thought you would receive. They will have to see you step into opportunities they believed they had taken away. They will have to watch as God restores everything they tried to steal from you, 10 times over. And that's when they will realize they lost. All their plans, all their efforts, all their secret meetings, it was all for nothing. Because instead of watching you fall, they will now have to watch you soar. And you won't even have to say a word. You won't have to prove anything to anyone. You won't have to defend yourself. Your victory will speak for itself. And when it happens, you'll realize something important. Everything they did to you, every pain they caused, every setback you endured, it was all part of God's plan to position you for greater. This is the season where you will rise above every attack. This is the moment where your name will be redeemed. This is the time where everything that was stolen from you will be restored. And the best part, your enemies will have to witness it. They won't be able to ignore it. They won't be able to pretend it's not happening. They will see it unfold right in front of them. And deep down, they will know they were never in control. God had His hand on you all along, and now He is revealing what was always meant to be yours. Your time of sorrow is over. Your season of waiting is done. The years of pain, the moments of disappointment, the silent suffering, it's all coming to an end. Because now, God is turning your pain into purpose. And your enemies, they will have no choice but to watch as God prepares a glorious victory for you, right in front of them. Your testimony is about to unfold. Your breakthrough is about to be seen. Your name is about to be restored. And there is nothing they can do to stop it. Get ready. Your moment is here. Everything you've been through, the betrayal, the pain, the moments of confusion, it wasn't for nothing. God saw it all, and He is turning it around for your good. You may not have understood why people turned against you. You may have questioned why you had to endure so much. But now, you can rest in the truth that God has always been in control. He is exposing the lies. He is silencing the voices that spoke against you. He is breaking every trap that was set to harm you. And most importantly, He is preparing a victory for you that no one can take away. So don't hold on to the pain. Don't let anger or bitterness take root in your heart. Let go and trust that God is handling it. Because when God fights for you, you always win. Heavenly Father, thank you for being my defender, my protector, and my refuge. I know that no attack, no betrayal, and no scheme of the enemy can stand against your power. Lord, I release every burden, every hurt, and every disappointment into your hands. I trust that you are fighting my battles. I trust that you will expose every lie and silence every tongue that rises against me. I believe that you are preparing a victory so great that even my enemies will have no choice but to see your hand in my life. Fill my heart with peace, Lord. Give me the strength to move forward without bitterness. Let my testimony be one of grace, restoration, and undeniable favor. Thank you for always being with me, for never leaving me, and for leading me into my breakthrough. In Jesus' name, amen.